Hello everyone, welcome to the Lungleng show again. Today we have Mr. Kahuto, and he has been on my show, for quite some time, I think multiple times, but it's been for some time that we're not able to catch up and have a conversation. But today we have got this opportunity to just have our conversation on the issues, very important issues that are happening around us, maybe in the Nagaland state or maybe in the country as a whole, maybe in the world at large. We don't know, what kind of issues that we will end up talking about, but we believe that we will touch very, very important issues today. And as you have seen, he was in the protest with the students as well as the aspirants for the 147 assistant professors issues. So he spoke. He gave a very interesting speeches, and he was able to make a lot of points as well. Also, he faced some criticism as well. So that's part and parcel of when you appear in public. So we just want to follow up of the recent protests and issues and so on. So thanks for joining me again for this in this conversation, Mr. Kahuto. It's been it's nice to have you again to have another round of conversation.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Always a pleasure to be invited to your show.
Thank you. So I hope you have been doing well health-wise.
By the grace of God.
Yeah.
I was sick but recovered.
I think you look much better.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look much better and healthy and well built, compared to the last time that when we spoke. No. So it's a good thing. Yeah. So I think I have also listened to your speech on the recent this aspirants protest, and the protest was huge. The protest was huge. It's not a public protest, but it was the aspirants. But luckily, or maybe in a good way, that aspirants were able to come together and hold the protest that, despite all the pressures that came from almost every angle of the our society. So you made a very powerful speech. You even went to the extent of making fun of the chief minister about the degree, ex-chief minister, and so on. So, how would you like to assess the recent protest? Is it a new development?
It is a new development. I'm very encouraged because when you go through, you're also very conversant with world affairs, history. When you go through all these movements, you'll see it's always led by the youth. But in Nagaland, where the youth just blindly follow the old people, and this is the first time. Okay, this superannuation issue, 30 years or 60 years or 30 years in service, which is first, like retirement age. That was the only issue on which NSF had any success.
Okay.
After that, they have been silent on all major issues, especially those corruption. Then again, you have this ANSU, then even DNSU. But on this issue, DNSU has been proactive. They have supported the thing, CTAN and the thing, NNQF. So it was very heartening to see. Okay, we cannot say that they have been completely successful so far. We have to wait for the government order because I don't trust these people. Okay. So let's see. But anyway, it has been, for all intents and purposes, it's been a grand success. Nagaland has never seen something like this. Okay. So it's been a success, and I was very privileged, Mr. Mission Lokat. I would thank Engineer Mission Lokat for having invited me also.
Okay.
And it was a privilege to watch all these young people standing up for their rights. Very encouraging.
I watched your speech, and you gave a speech where young people were literally, the protesters were applauding you and, they felt encouraged probably.
For me, though, I don't think it was my speech as much as the fact that some elder was there supporting them. No? Because in Nagaland, you notice, that never speak out. All our tribal bodies, our church. See, the theologians are so triggered by what I said. When I call them
want
hypocrites.
To bring back that. Yeah.
No, it's a fact.
Okay.
No, they are the number one hypocrites. It's a fact.
But how would you like to comment on just overgeneralization of the theologians?
No. See, there's a clip. Yeah, have you seen the clip circulating of Muhammad Ali?
Muhammad Ali?
Yeah.
Okay, no.
He says that, he is always speaking bad against the white people,
Okay.
Then he said, He acknowledges that white people have died for the blacks, no? Sacrificed for the blacks,
Right.
But he says that when 1,000 snakes are coming towards you, you know that there are 100 good snakes there, no? But how do you differentiate the 100 from the remaining 900, no?
Okay. Yeah.
So there are times when you are forced to generalize.
Okay.
Okay. And especially for a theologian should know, Christian theologian. Okay.
Okay.
They are supposed to be practicing Christianity, the teachings of Jesus Christ, not of Moses, not of the Old Testament prophets, or not of the apostles, especially not of Paul, Saint Paul. This is all they focus on. Why? Because teaching the Gospels of Jesus Christ is very uncomfortable for their way of living.
Okay.
At that time, when Jesus lived, there was only one temple to Yahweh. Only one. And even that, Jesus came and destroyed it. Now, like he said, he'll destroy it. So, Jesus has said time and again that you don't need these temples, but here we're focused on building churches. No? When he came, he should have joined the Pharisees and the Sadducees. That was the established thing, theological order of that time. But he went picking up the uneducated people, the fishermen, the tax collectors, the sinners. So who are these people? Our present day Christian theologians. When they said, we are not a political party.
So we won't speak.
No, they are the conscience of the people. They are supposed to speak on all issues.
I would rather consider them as a moral compass.
Yes, exactly. They are supposed to be the moral compass, pointing us what is thing.
Yeah. What is
right direction, no? But they are hand in glove with the corrupt people.
I do not know how many of them will be hand in glove with the corrupt people, but I think yes, maybe, probably, they also fail to perform their responsibility.
Last time I quoted Matthew chapter 12, verse 30. Of course, I made a mistake. I said it was chapter 30, verse 12. So they also people who point out a mistake.
Okay.
But the thing is, Jesus Christ says that you're either for me or against me. There's no neutrality.
Of course.
No, you cannot remain silent.
Of course.
So if you're silent, that means you're against me. They know.
Some theologians would believe that their aim is about they don't fight with anything that is flesh and blood. There is the evil power.
Then I tell them, follow Jesus Christ's principle, sell everything they own. They sell everything they own. Trust in God. Because Jesus says, look at the lilies of the field, and the birds, they do not think of what they'll eat, that follow them. I cannot pick and choose the Gospels of Christ,
I totally agree in a way that they have a responsibility, social responsibility.
Yes.
And for there, we want them to speak up when the time is right. But when their silence is deafening, then it's not good.
There's one thing. It's a funny incident, but it's a fact. Once Sema Ganbara, he was working on Sunday.
Okay.
Then one of our famous Sema reverends, he was going back home from preaching at one village. Then he saw the Ganbara working, Then he stopped his vehicle and said, Hari Ganbara, why are you working on Sunday? The Ganbara said, hey, I've been listening to you for a long time. You talk as if Jesus is coming tomorrow. And then suddenly I found that you have more property than me. Now I have to work on Sunday to catch up with you. See, that is a Naga theologian.
Okay.
They don't practice what they preach. And they're very comfortable with corruption. See, actually, these are issues in which the ho-hos, the unions, all should speak up. And they will speak up only when the self-professed guardians of good point out what is wrong.
Right, I think we lack social consciousness,
Yes,
the consciousness of the issues. Maybe sometimes we don't lack, but we don't want to just speak up. Yeah, that's something very concerning. But I think, I would beg to differ on the generalization part. I mean, maybe it's just the semantics that you were using. Not necessarily all theologians are like that also.
No, I'm not. See, I have said this time and again,
Yeah.
that you should not take it personally.
Yeah, nothing personal.
If you're
that's
not such and such a person, then don't take it personally.
Yeah.
And I've said also, my sister was the first
Okay.
SIMI Bachelor of Divinity graduate.
Mm-hmm.
She was a theologian. So when I say all theologians, you can take it for granted that I'm including her also. No?
Right,
But
right.
I know for a fact that she was as honest as
Yeah.
anybody could
Yeah.
hope to be. No?
That's very clear.
So don't take it personally. All the people who take it personally, they're the ones involved. No, I can guarantee. Okay, because those honest ones, they know that it doesn't
Yeah,
concern them. No, and if they're Christians, they should turn the other cheek. You've seen that small skit of a group of people praying to God. No, God, what do you want from us? No,
Okay.
then God answers, no, saying that I want you to sell everything, no, give everything to the poor. No, then suddenly say, course, then they run away. No? That is how our
I
theologians
mean,
are.
yeah, that's being human. I don't expect a lot from theologians as well. I consider that just any human like us who wants to maybe serve God, who wants to maybe respond to the calls of God. So that's something. One way of looking at it. And also, what do you consider yourself? Do you consider yourself as an anti-corruption activist or
No, I consider myself a believer in God. Okay,
a believer in God?
and that is why I speak
Okay.
up on all subjects where I see where I believe that we are following the wrong path.
Okay.
No, and as say developed countries, there if you study theology, okay, you can say that okay, this guy really believes in God. That's why he's studying. But here in Nagaland, no. I don't know how it is these days, but back in the 70s and 80s, the black sheep of the family was sent to study theology, okay?
Those cases are there. Yeah.
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 There's a thing, I will speak out his name. Former Chief Minister of Nagaland, Mr. Hokshe Sema, no? Governor also.
Okay.
He had one of his sons, Kahuto, no? I call him Amu, the elder. Very nice person. When he matriculated, he entered the science stream. Then he dropped out from science stream. Then he entered the commerce stream. He dropped out from commerce stream. Then he entered the art stream. His father said, Kahuto, there's only theology left for you. No? That is our
Theological
attitude
studies. Okay.
to theology.
That understandable. Because a lot of us consider theological studies as a correctional measure.
Yeah. Rehab also, no? Like,
it's rehab style.
that
But
sort of
that's
thing.
a wrong way of understanding. But I think we are learning, right? Aren't we?
yeah.
We're learning.
I believe there are like really sincere, God-fearing young men entering the young men and women entering the theological field.
Right.
But they are still not in a position of influence or decision making.
Okay.
And I fear that. See, recently, one of my young friends came to visit me, and he was saying that when Naga people, when they enter their NCS, Nagaland Civil Service, like when they are ASCs, no, when they initially enter, they're very dedicated, no? But by the time they reach ADC level, no, they have become fully corrupt, no.
Correct.
So this is my fear of the theological field also. They enter with all the zest and the zeal to do good, but slowly they are twisted by the system.
Generally speaking, yeah. Yes. I think I also listened to your speech where you literally roasted the current chief minister, ex-chief minister, and higher education minister. I mean, it's in a way like maybe those are factual. I do not know. I haven't researched. I haven't done any research. Have you? I mean,
See,
about their educational
there
qualifications.
were against T.R. Zileng, there was a court case also. He was saved by the statute of limitations. Otherwise, it was proven that he had lied in this affidavit. Ray also, similar case.
Okay.
And Nimna Longdo, his background is very fishy. Everybody, he seems he was a pastor also. I don't know if it's true or not. No, but what I tried to bring out, it was not my intent to insult them.
Yeah. Okay.
It was just my intent to bring out the absurdity of a society where the highly qualified people are deprived of their rightful dues, whereas these liars, they're the liars. When you lie about your educational qualifications, you're a liar. They are the ones who are determining what is right for our society. Now you see,
I think that's an important issue.
yeah.
Same case with the Modi's certificate.
Yeah. And people still don't understand the absurdity of the certificate they issued Modi, no? Master of all political science, no?
Entire political science.
Yeah, entire. There's no such degree, but still.
Yeah.
And now, I think Attorney General or I don't know, Advocate General, what you call him, of India is
I
saying
haven't
that
really come across that kind of degree. Sorry. Yeah.
anyone who inquires about Modi certificate,
Right.
that is something suspicious about him. Like things like that, no?
Even artificial intelligence cannot determine what is in the entire political
Yeah,
science,
yeah,
you know?
So in a country like India, where you have a 1.34 billion people,
Right.
no, we can understand. But in a society like Nagaland, no, where we are nearly all of us are connected in some way or the other, no.
It's easy to find out, right?
We should not be having to go through all this.
We should not
all this
forge.
level of corruption, no,
Okay.
nepotism. I don't pick out Rio, Lungleng or Imna Long in particular. I pick out everyone. No? I talk about the villages also. No? And people tell me about how's my village not functioning. No? According to what I say, my village should be a model of
Very
efficiency and
ideal.
all that. I said, my village doesn't matter. As long as the mindset, no, Naga mindset is like that, I can make it clean, no, as possible, but it'll be adulterated by the surrounding. So until we change our mindset, no, we cannot go picking out certain issues, no, to change.
Okay. I think from what I observe, on social media, because you are very well known on social media, I think people acknowledge that you speak the truth.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
people know that, and people respect you for that. But I think some people are uncomfortable the way you deliver the truth.
See.
Or now my
Thank you so much for bringing this.
right. No, let me complete this.
Yeah.
Some people are uncomfortable the way you deliver it. They sometimes suggest it would have been much powerful if you had delivered in a
Yeah.
like
Yeah. No.
very decent way.
Yes.
Do you consider
No.
sometimes?
I am so grateful you brought this up.
Okay.
Why are you offended by what I say and not offended by what they do?
Good question.
No.
Good question.
My words are only words, which are pointing out the thing, ill doings of others. Have they examined what I have done before, what I have written? When you read my earlier articles, you will see that I was as polite as anybody else. In real life, I can be as polite as anyone.
I mean, you're quite polite.
But there's a level of frustration. I've stopped writing to the newspapers because I understood that it's pointless. The people who read the papers, they already know what is going on. They're just not speaking out. Now, apart from your show, I speak only in Nagamese. My intention is to make the ordinary villager
Understand. correctly.
understand. That is my purpose. No? So, I don't. These are all excuses, no, to denigrate what I do.
Okay.
Like, it's killing the messenger.
Okay.
No, they cannot refute the message. That's why they think. The words I use, the way I deliver them, that's all they can think.
But are you, as a person, are you an angry man, or do you?
No, this is outrage.
Outrage.
Okay, there's a difference between anger and outrage. No, anger is personal. No, when you get angry because somebody did something to you personally. No,
Yeah.
but this is outrageous. What is happening to our society? How some people are perverting the Naga way of life. Because no matter how good or bad we might have been, Nagas, we were nearly all equal. Of course, there were some a bit better off in every village, no? But nobody was starving, nobody was deprived of his rights. But suddenly we see that classes are emerging.
Classes is crazy. It's the distinction is too visible.
And it's okay. I'm not a materialistic person, okay?
Okay.
As God is my witness, I'm not greedy after goods, no, money, houses, vehicles, no, clothes, no. If a person earns it, well and good for him. But in Nagaland, you tell me, which person has amassed money
Through honest means.
through honest means? You tell me. I know one or two, of course.
Yeah. It's quite common.
But the
right?
vast majority, 99.99% have amassed the thing through dishonest means. At the expense of the poor Nagas. So why shouldn't I be outraged? Why are you trying to control how I say and what I say? What I say and how I say it.
All right. I mean, since you have that conviction that you should speak about it,
Yes.
I think that's very good, because you have no personal interest. It's just that you want to
Yes,
speak up the
yes,
right thing,
yeah.
the truth that you have the conviction for. And I'm coming back again to this protest, CTAN and NNQF protest, where you were part of. Now it's been like almost a week that this issue has died down a little bit because they're waiting for the response from the concerned minister. Any update on that?
I believe government is going to issue that thing
Today.
order today for revocation of the appointment. And the second part was requisitioning the thing post to the NPSC. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Like we discussed, like you said, you were so happy to see young people standing up for their rights, which was good. I mean, that's, check and balance is very important. And that also reminds me of the Velvet Revolution, which was in Czechoslovakia, where students came up and protested against the communist authoritarian regime and overthrew that government and installed a democratic government without even a single drop of blood. And the amount of, the young people maintaining that composure to stay peaceful and democratic in Kohima recently, that was just top notch.
No, but in one way also, see, we have to give credit where credit is due. Okay, during T.R. Zilang's time, when the school teachers were protesting peacefully at Kohima, he used water cannons against them.
Yeah. I think it was for scholarships, students for scholarships, right?
No, scholarship also. No, he did it two instances. In fact, they started calling him water cannon. T.R. Zilang. No. So
who did you want to give the credit to?
To the present government.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
For not trying to force a confrontation. So I hope that Rio doesn't get too proud of just mentioning.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's very kind of you to mention that. That's something we need to appreciate.
We have to understand the background of things. No,
correct.
So I know what has happened. How Nagaland was like. What it has become. What has happened in the recent past. I don't forget things. Okay. So we should be like that. As an educated person, you should know nothing happens overnight. No, there's always a backstory. No.
Yep.
So we should understand the backstory of people. No, incidents.
Yeah. This as
even when Im Nalong gave the assurance that he will get this revocation, I didn't believe him. And I still, until I see it in writing, I'm not going to believe him.
Like you're the Thomas.
Because they have a backstory. No, Im Nalong though, ask him. If you have the opportunity, or if anyone has the opportunity, ask him what village he's from. And what happened to that thing? Scandal, Mumbai, one company, just filing a case against things like that, These people are not from decent, honest backgrounds, So there's always the element of doubt, in their actions and what they say.
Yeah, I mean this NBSC requisition to NBSC is so shallow, I think, but this post is sometimes a little tricky in a way. They're not just teachers; they are going to be teaching the university students.
Yes, exactly.
And just by writing MCQ exam will not solve the problem. But for that, we need, scholars and PhD students, so qualified people who have actually published papers on that very subject, so that they're able to teach. So yes, we all agree and we all support the idea of fairness, meritocracy. But how would that be defined? Should that be defined through MCQ exam pass? Or should that be, that's a bigger question to address now, No,
see, you need a certain basic qualification level, no? So, okay, earlier, if you had completed your MA, you were automatically entitled to a lecturer's job in Nagaland. I mean,
earlier, right?
Yeah. But then, as more aspirants, qualify, then the standard keeps rising. Now the basic is NET, National Eligibility Test. And Nagaland, since first class gazetted officer, they must qualify NPSC. After that, then they can gain the experience. No, they can do the research. No, because you cannot just say, I had a friend, okay, and then we were studying law together. Then he said that I will not respect a person who has passed NPSC, just a simple graduate who has passed NPSC. Then I said, why not? Then he said, no, I've graduated, I'm doing my law. Then I said, so in that case, you'll be, no, according to his way of thinking. The more years you study, the more you're entitled to anything. No? So in that case, you'll have to be below a person who has done his PhD. No.
Of course, the years of studies are not really defined.
Year of study also, that's good, but then again, you have to have qualified for the basic thing. No? So the basic is NET and NPSC. No?
Let's say the basic minimum
bare
requirements.
Minimum. No, without that, no. See, you have to know ABC to learn how to read. No. So without the basic qualification, no, you cannot think.
Take a basic minimum qualification, chalo, in order to be able to, let's say, contest or write for that.
For that.
But the way of screening those professors, for those posts should be discussed further. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, now
that's
another issue is just around the corner again, like you just mentioned about the reservation issue and the backward quotas in Nagaland, reservation for eastern districts, and 2 tribes, Zileng tribes and the Zaksan tribes from this side. So this has been going on, and some people wanted to get it reviewed, like you said. But when I just quickly checked out, it says that it was implemented. I mean, it was drafted in the year 1967, and it started implementing in 1977.
Okay.
This backward quota reservation for this tribes.
I wasn't aware of that.
That's what the website says. I think that's very interesting. But like I said, things have changed. It's not 1977 anymore. Things have changed. Now, how do you want to change that? How should it be reviewed is a bigger question. Do you have any thought on that?
I've made my views on this very clear in an earlier Nagamese interview. I said, okay, I've got no objection to backward quota because, see, a government's purpose is to bring social justice to its people.
Absolutely.
Okay. And social justice can come in the form of economic, career, opportunities.
Politics.
So, like, this was also implemented to try to bring some form of social justice to the backward people who are very economically, geographically also very backward. Now, the problem is this is being, this advantage is being taken only by people who no longer deserve this chance. So the only way to bring back social justice is to bring the creamy layer principle into it.
To the genuine benefactor.
And see that it benefits only those who genuinely need it.
Correct,
So, like the tribes, the Sumi, Ao, Lotha, Angami, I don't think they're talking about abolishing the thing. The backward reservation, they're saying that review because it's supposed to be reviewed every 10 years, I believe, and it's not been reviewed since its inception. So if there is a review, then creamy layer, in my opinion, creamy layer must be instituted, and only those. Okay, there's again a huge difference. Okay, only those who are born, raised and educated in these backward areas should be entitled.
And who studied in those backward areas.
Yes, not those who come to Kohima, Dimapur, who live here, who have been born and brought up here.
Right.
They should not be
Right.
Because if that is the case, then there's going to be resentment.
Resentment plus it's not serving the purpose of this.
It's not serving, and then it just fuels resentment.
Okay.
So that is my opinion on that, because things might have changed in certain places in Nagaland compared to 1977. But
of course.
Some places are still the same.
Chalo, this is a review.
Our government does not do anything. I was, in fact, the most vocal critic of the ENPO thing, saying that, why do you blame us, the so-called forward tribes? No? Because here, even among our tribes, they are very poor people. No? Why don't you challenge your own elected representatives? No? But at the same time, no, I understand that there will always be someone who will take advantage of these inequalities, no, to try to further their own purposes. No? So it is for the government to be proactive, no, and our government is reactionary at the best. They never take any positive measures for the benefit of the common people.
They only react.
Yeah.
So I think there are people who take, like you said, advantage of the malfunctions within the government, and people know that there's a malfunction, but no one wants to fix it. I mean, just generally speaking, I think it makes sense that people who actually deserve should get this reservation. Because sometimes I think there could be someone from Zunebodo area, like Adoisa, far, very remote area, from the remote village, who is way backward than the, let's say, the Chang guy, the Changsang guy, the Konyak guy, who is born and brought up here in a very well-to-do families. But they take away the advantage in a way. I'm not blaming anything, but I feel that this needs to be reviewed very properly. So that people who actually deserve it gets it.
Yes, exactly. So the social justice.
Social justice is the goal.
That is the aim of this, and like it has been perverted, no?
Right. Maybe it could be true in the 1977, for example, just to have an umbrella reservation for a single tribe. So maybe this will come even for scheduled tribe and scheduled caste people like all of us in the Indian national context.
See, Indian national context, this has been contentious for a long time.
Right.
But as in the case with Nagaland, no, there are still people who are really suffering. Okay, the backward tribes, no. So in India also, the SCs and STs, no, not the STs like us in the northeast, no, but in mainland India, they are really suffering, no. So
that's a different world again.
But the government of India also wants to appease us, so that's why we're still included.
I know.
They could have removed us from that.
But I don't know if it's all about politics,
Yeah.
So I wouldn't deny the fact that there's politics behind this reservation policy, even in Nagaland state.
Yes. So and this ENSF, no, like I think it was last year, they demand for 60% reservation, no. See, outrageous demands like that, no. They're not in a bazaar, no. They're not bargaining, no. Like the shopkeeper, no, says 100 rupees, you say 20 rupees, no. It's not like that, no.
They're asking for job reservation?
Public
employment?
See, I think it was 60% they were asking for, no. See, things like that, no. And see, even in this issue also, ENSF, no, the assistant professor issue. What was the stupid demand that they made? No?
What demand did they make?
They said that the government should keep in abeyance this decision, whereas the government had already done it.
Okay.
The government had already kept in abeyance, but CTAN and NNQF, they were not satisfied with only the abeyance part. No, they wanted revocation. No?
Right. Of course. But that was before just recently, right?
Last week, before the resolution. So this is how you know. No? Yes. Before I forget, let me mention it. No.
Okay.
Apart from all the young people coming up, no, for this protest, this assistant professor issue, no, the beautiful thing about it was like a litmus test. No, litmus test chemistry, no, acidic or alkaline, no. This was the test where we saw all which organizations, no, are really working for the benefit of the Naga people, and which are just organs of the state government, no. And DNSU also, I'm not giving them too much credit, okay, because I know how they have functioned in the past. This term, these people are doing okay job. But NSF also, they came in late, and still they are not in coordination with CTAN and NNQF.
Maybe that could be a personal thing, not an issue based.
But the issue is about the future of the educated of Nagaland. They're the NSF. No, they're supposed to be apex body. Oh, why can't they talk with
Spearhead?
the spearhead people? No, that sort of thing. No.
Okay.
So it has shown exactly where are tribal bodies also. I've said it time and again. The tribal bodies are all. I once said that they are all in Rio's pocket. No. Then one tribal body, I will not mention which tribe. They were very offended by it. They wrote me a personal letter saying that, please don't say that because we are not in Rio's pocket. No. But since I kept it private, I just kept quiet. No.
Okay.
But on issues like this, we know exactly.
Yeah.
No? Those who are speaking out and those who are silent. No. That is the litmus test. No. This was a litmus test to show the people of Nagaland who are for you, who are against you. No.
I think every day tests us to really know and understand what people are standing for. I think yes, it's very important to understand and just dig deeper to actually understand the truth behind it. Yes, I think it's been very interesting. So, like you said, DNSU came up, which is a good thing. Like you said, you don't want to give too much credit. Fine. I hope
because you can't you can't trust them very far also.
Okay. Hope they. They level up themselves. And
the next generation, no? And then NSF also, they should understand, okay? They are going the way of the Nagahoho. Nagahoho now is totally discredited in Nagaland. NSF is next in line. NMA also. They should understand that we are not that stupid. Now, I always use the words of this Abraham Lincoln, no? You can fool, no? Some of the people all of the time. You can fool all the people some of the time. But you cannot fool all the people all the time. They think that they can make fools of us all the time, even our tribal bodies. Our tribal bodies, no, they're very, very corrupted, okay? They don't work in the interests of the tribe, only in their own personal interest, and they fool us. No?
But you believe they're corrupt, they're fooling you. But did you ever get a chance to talk to them? Hey, let's make things together. Let's rectify this.
They should talk to me, Who are they? What have they done for society, for the tribe?
Maybe they might ask you the same thing. Who is?
No, I am the moral compass of Nagaland. No, it's not a boast. I'm just saying the fact.
Okay.
Now, who has spoken out against all the layers of corruption that we face? You tell me. People hate me for that. It's just day before yesterday when one young Lotha boy came to visit me. He told me, you have offended the church, you have offended political parties, you have offended the tribal bodies. No? So how do you expect to win the election?
That's my question again.
So I don't care. I am offering a cure. It is for you to take it or to refuse it. I've said it before. You can bring a horse to the water, you're going to make him drink it.
Are you an idealist?
No. I have ideals, but I'm practical.
You're practical. Okay.
And my ideals are a perfect society for Nagaland. But to achieve it, I took a practical course. I stood for elections. Because I know that the root of all these troubles are political.
Correct. But now let me tell you this. You took a practical course, which is very true. But not in order to get into that course and become an engine of change, maybe weren't you a bit idealistic that you would do this without any single rupee that, like you won't spend?
Yes, I understand. Yes,
which is very good, but isn't it too idealistic given the situation of the mindset of the people around us?
You have got an argument, but I do not agree with you. Why? Because if I start doing a little bit of what they're doing, where is the thing? Dividing line between me and them. So I have to give a totally opposite course. I could have joined a political party. I could have stood. No, I was given a choice. I said no. Because I wanted to point Nagas in a certain direction.
Okay.
And I cannot go in that direction if my steering is held by a political party. No. So, it's not idealism, the course I took. No? It is a lesson.
Now, let me pick your brain further. Now that you are saying, Chalo, TK, you are doing the right thing, which is appreciated by every sane thinking person, for sure. Now you know that it's impossible to get elected after you offend the church, after you offend the theologians, after you offend the tribal hohos, almost everyone, right? Now, in order to get in there, don't you think you could have just got in there without offending first, and after getting in, you could just work what you really believe?
It's not possible. Because all these bodies, see, in the first place,
Right.
you should not put too much emphasis on their self-proclaimed importance, okay?
Okay.
These tribal bodies, no, they're not as powerful as they try to make you believe. The church is not as powerful as they want to make you believe.
Of course.
I know. But the problem is, Nagas, we are divided on tribal lines. That is why we are not getting this. Now, you cannot expect a seed to put forth fruit in 1 year, no?
Absolutely. Takes time.
So I've sown the seeds.
Okay.
Uh,
You're happy with that?
yeah, I'm happy with that. See, one of my friends, school friends, we had a conversation, and he said, no, Kahuto, you have taken the wrong path. No, you should have joined a political party, that sort of thing that they use. I said, no. I have not entered politics to gain anything personally. I have entered to show a path. Whether the people follow it or not, that's not my concern. Because ultimately we're all going to die. And as a Christian, I believe that I will face God.
Yeah.
And I want to be clear in my conscience that I try to do my
I
best.
think that's important. That's important.
Because as a human being, I've got millions of sins.
Yeah.
I cannot make excuses for every one of them. But at least I can... I believe that I can say to God, I try to do the right thing. For society, for my people.
You stood for your conviction
Yeah.
of the truth.
That's all that matters at the end.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I mean, but do you ever plan to contest in the future?
See, the reason why I'm contesting is I don't want to give people an excuse that there was no alternative. I had to vote for him. See, Americans, no? Now they're blaming each other, okay? At that time, when people were pointing out Donald Trump, so when the election was going on, they were laughing at Kamala Harris. Then when the Democrats pointed out Donald Trump's shortcoming, they said, but we've got no alternative. When the alternative was there,
Who do
Dr.
you think
Jill
was
Stein. No, I mean US thing. I was morally supporting Dr. Jill Stein.
Jill Stein, yeah.
So that is what I'm trying to offer the Naga people.
But she was not part of the dual
That's what I
political
mean.
party system.
They could have made her part of the thing. No, if she had gathered enough support, she was not even on the ballot in many of the states.
Yeah.
So actually, there's that argument that they had no choice is a false argument.
Of course.
So even in Nagaland, that's what I'm trying to bring to the people. See, Congress also, no? I'm very disappointed in our MP, Sivamohan.
Okay. Why?
What has he done? Did he speak out here on this issue? Assistant professor.
But you were very vocal for him.
I was.
Yeah.
Because I was not bothered whether he won. I wanted to make sure that Rio lost.
Okay.
So in one way, I think
No, there's nothing
achieved
wrong
my
with that. Yeah,
target.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But I expected him to speak out. No? There are so many issues on Nagaland. No? In Parliament, when he spoke about the airport at Kohima, no, it pissed me off no end, okay? Because that is Rio's pet project, no? So things like that, no? Very disappointing. And all the young people in Congress, no? You'll never think.
That's why, honestly, I
revive,
don't... Yeah.
because so the moment he became MP, one of his first steps was taking all those dinosaurs, no?
What do you mean?
Nearly extinct Tokho,
Okay.
Siapok Jamer, no? The working president. These are the people who destroyed the Congress in Nagaland.
And he took them along?
Yeah, they are part of the thing,
Okay.
Congress party. So all the young people, I feel very sorry for them. But they're being misled. No?
Nothing personal, but I don't trust in politicians.
No. We Nagas, no?
Yeah.
Of course. See, when we talk about politicians, we have to understand the old school politics, whether in all the democracies, okay?
Yeah.
And now the new thing. They are completely different. The old school politics, you had two political schools of thought, the capitalists and the socialists. Now it's gone.
It's gone. It does.
It's only for the rich.
Yeah, yeah.
All parties.
Yeah, true. That's
So what I'm trying
There's no ideology
What I'm
anymore.
trying to do is to bring back the real politics, where you
I agree.
you identify that there is a class warfare that's been there forever, and it is a small minority which always exploits the vast majority.
True. And you agree with the fact that Nagas are sharply divided between and created that undeclared classes, right?
Yes, but we cannot see beyond a tribe, no.
You cannot see beyond
We
a
are
tribe.
so focused on tribal divisions that we don't understand the real division.
Yeah, correct.
No?
Yeah.
In 2020, when I was speaking at this IIM Guwahati, Karuli,
Okay.
I brought this up. No, I said, see, a person observing Nagaland from outside will think that we have got a lot of divisions, so many tribes. No? But I said, no. There are only two tribes. The rich haves and have-nots.
Yeah.
No. And our church, our government, our civil societies, our undergrounds, our media is silent. Our underground has taken the place of the organized crime, criminal syndicates. They're all working together to exploit us. That is still my stand.
It's a very difficult state of life we're living in, and it'll be very difficult to rectify this, to rectify all this corrupt state that we're living in. And everybody thinks that I'm not part of that corruption.
Yeah, exactly. That is our biggest drawback again. No? We have to understand it. We're all part of it. And all of us are contributing to it.
Right, exactly.
So unless we speak up, no?
Go ask every Naga, and everyone will complain that yes, we are all corrupt. We don't want this. But if 100% claims that the Nagas are corrupt and they don't want this, then who is the corrupt now? We don't understand, right? But I think the system we're living in is very difficult at this moment.
No, we
Maybe
can
one
overcome
step at
it.
a time.
We can overcome it because I know there are many honest people, both
Want to
in
be
government, even in the underground also. Okay, the majority of people are honest in the sense they expect some great solution to come, and a small minority is misleading them. Similarly, in our churches also, those on the top, they're misleading the entire church. In the civil societies also. Politicians, all of them are corrupt, so let's forget them. My only grouse with the theologians is that why don't they speak out?
True.
Because whether you're in an underground or whether you're in a government or whether you're in a bureaucracy, you're under people.
Yeah, true.
You are subject to their power. But when you're in the church, you're supposed to be subject to God and to His power. So why are you afraid of people? That is
my final thought about you, and I feel that you should not be just complacent and satisfied that even if I don't get a political position, I'm still speaking and it should make sense and germinate. Sowing the seed and the seed will germinate fine. But I think it'll be nice, personally thinking that you get a political position and implement whatever the conviction that you have in terms of accountability and transparency in the government. But in order for that to happen, don't you think you will need to still speak the truth, still do the right thing, still have a good vision for, still be as courageous as you are. But don't you think you will need to research more on how people want it?
No. See, I give the example when I contested for election, saying that I'm a spear.
Yeah.
It is for you to throw me at the target. No, I cannot throw myself. No. So, as a spear, people know what I am, what is my purpose. If I dilute my stand or my values, then automatically the person who's throwing me, using me, becomes some other person.
Okay.
Not the ordinary people who I'm fighting for. No. So, one of my beliefs is that ultimately everything becomes corrupt, okay? But at least at the beginning, we must have clean motives.
True. True.
So after I die, say Congress party British time, it was a very clean party, everything. After independence, it became a very corrupt party. The thing, conservatives and thing.
Democrats.
No, I mean Britain, no, conservatives and Labour.
Liberals.
And
yeah.
Democrats and thing, Republicans.
Yeah, yeah.
They've all become corrupt.
Yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah. It's
But initially, when they started, it was clean.
correct.
Ah.
Correct.
In Nagaland also, see, this NPF, NDPP, no, claiming to be regional parties, no, that is pure BS. They are not regional parties. They are allied with the BJP.
Yeah.
In the past,
In the past, it started with
because there was only one national party, Congress. So all the other parties were regional parties. But now that is no longer true.
they could not say anything against their wishes anymore.
So
it's
this is
diluted.
What I'm trying to bring
Okay.
about is that now not regionalism, but the principles of a party. We don't understand what the BJP stands for, okay, and we are blindly supporting the BJP.
Right, right,
So at least understand who we are supporting, why you are supporting it. No?
right, right.
I don't like the Congress, but at least on many issues,
The lesser evil.
we are we have the same beliefs.
Well, it's been wonderful conversation. Thanks for your time
Alright,
and the
thank you
thoughts
so
that you
much.
share. And I would always wish you the best in whatever you do,
Thank you.
and stay healthy as well.
Okay, thank
Thank you so much.
you. Thank you.